the coach. His name was Dustin Felder, because remember, it was an acting class I had never done. So he was like, stand-up comedy is your into the industry.
Of all the teachers, I said the one guy that really made an impact that was palpable and tangible and gave me a different outlook was Bill Hall.
My dad, he's been in law enforcement for over 20 years. He taught like the 4 rules of gun safety. It
was always the Mets, but like right out of the gate, it was Carter and Keith Hernandez. Those were the guys.
You know, I just want to say thank you. I've been watching since I was a kid. Like I watched the Chappelle Show, and we would recite that shit all the time.
It surprised me how much I enjoyed. I coached my daughter's softball team this year. It was one of the best times of my life.
I dedicated this to Angela because I would not have done any of the stuff that I've been doing had it not been for her.
What's up? Welcome to the People We Love podcast. This is episode number 161, and I am Adam Choit. This is the first stream I'm ever doing for this show, so it's something different, something fun. People We Love podcast, that will send you to the link tree for everything related to the show, including the link to Rumble. So I'm on Rumble now. Definitely subscribe there. On YouTube, like the videos, share the videos. All that stuff is definitely appreciated. What else we got here? AdamChoit.com. That'll get you to all my other stuff. I've done live streams for my other podcast, the Unofficial Tedeschi Trucks podcast, about the blues rock powerhouse band, Tedeschi Trucks band. Check that out as well. AdamChoit.com will get you to everything else that I'm working on besides this show here. But I thought I'd do something different. Have casual conversations, bring on groups of people, bring on past friends and guests and whatnot. Talk some life, talk some politics, some current events, talk about who and what's inspiring us lately. I don't know how long this is going to go in terms of tonight and how long these episodes might be. An hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes, 5 hours. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do them every Monday, but we'll see if that continues to. Maybe that is a good idea moving forward. Do late night Monday, the late night Monday window. I think that's a good time to stream. Who knows? But today we have returning guests. I'll just call her Colorado rabble rouser, Jessica Fenske, also known as Forest Mommy. And we got South Carolina family man, Joel Ellenwood. They're both Twitter influencers. I can call them that for sure. So let's bring them in for the stream. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
We're here. You see me, you hear me. Everybody sees me and hear me. I think we got comments. We got, how you say that?
I call him Stoner. I just call him Stoner.
Yeah.
If I ever meet him in real life, because he's in Colorado, I'll just call him Stoner.
He's never been on Terminator Mommy, your old name. He's never been on your show. Have you ever? You know what this person looks like?
Yeah, he's face talks and stuff. Face talks. No, I know. We know what he looks like.
Face talks. Yeah, he's a real person.
Yeah.
Joel, what's up, man? How are you and where are you? You're in South Carolina.
Good, man. How you doing? Yeah, I'm in South Carolina.
Nice. You been good?
Yeah, just chilling.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you guys want to dive into your personal lives, but you did post that your wife is pregnant, correct?
Oh, we had the baby a month ago, actually.
Wow! Congratulations.
On the 14th, a month ago. So just about a month. Yeah.
Very cool.
You had 3, or that was number 3?
That's number 2.
Stop.
Oh, 2. Okay.
Very cool.
Right, I thought I heard you had 3.
I don't know if we'll get the 3. We'll see. Hey.
That's very exciting. That's big.
Congrats.
That's big stuff. Yeah. How do you have time to talk to me? And
well, that's why it's funny. That's why I told you the later the better, is because just my schedule is now changing with the newborn and everything. So everyone's asleep now. So now's a great time to do it.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a thing with parents, new parents. They're available. They're available late nights.
Suddenly, late nights and real early in the morning is I have peak availability. So,
and you're in the shoe closet in Colorado.
Basically.
Not you, but Forest Mommy's in the shoe closet.
I am in the shoe closet. It's the everything closet. It's my room. It's just my room.
It's
My
a
accessory closet.
it's a walk-in closet though, right?
It's a bedroom turned into a closet with my desk, and that's where I stream, and I have a little futon in here. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, no, it's nice when that's a life goal, is to have like a closet that can be a room.
Yeah, it's like a man cave, but
yeah,
she shed or whatever.
my parents have that. The bedroom is fairly spacious, and I think they divided off like part of it like to be essentially the closet room.
Why not?
If you got a place to sit in your closet and you could describe your closet as a room, you're doing good. What's up, Alice?
Hi, Alice. What up, Alice?
I got to be mindful of the chat because they're all here for Forest Mommy. They're definitely not here for me. And
whatever.
Definitely not here for me.
Some might be here for
no
for
one's
you.
here for me.
It's because I have the pretty filter on my face.
But no one knew that. I didn't announce that.
I have to point it out. I'm pointing it out, but I'm leaving it on because I like it.
This is a totally new experience for me, to be honest, as someone who's leading and hosting a live stream that's more on the casual side. Because again, like hosting the Tedeschi Trucks Band ones, I kind of have a little bit of I guess agenda is the right word. That has like a negative connotation for some reason. But, a lot of times I'm talking to fans and we're recapping concerts. How did you become a fan? How was the drive to the show? What did the arena smell like when you walked in? Tell me about all the songs they played. Who did you meet? What did you drink before? What did you smoke during the show? Did you meet any of the band after? So it's a lot. There's kind of like a structure, a method to the madness.
An itinerary. No? Okay.
Yeah. I'm distracted by Stoner's quote. I like your IG thingy. He's probably, how fucking dare you? He's messing around me. No, I know you're a real human. You're very supportive. You're a good dude.
He's always around.
Yeah, we appreciate you. I'll start with Joel. What has been inspiring to you lately, or who do you love lately, or what people or what?
Well, since I just mentioned, we just had the baby, just my family. I have a daughter now, so I have a son, a 2-year-old, and a newborn daughter, and my wife said, my daughter will soften me up a little bit, so I guess we'll see, But it's been that's just been inspiring to me, and making life even more motivating. So
yeah,
you have to keep it alive. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's the thing with this. This virtual stuff. We're all gonna talk over each other. That's totally fine.
I mean, yeah. Good thing I got my wife, a great mother, and everything, and she's getting some sleep now. So hopefully, we might hear some babies crying throughout this. I don't know. We'll see.
How does
the baby's up in every couple hours? The baby's waking up. So
obviously having the first child changes you and changes your whole life and the whole paradigm of your existence, so to speak. How does the second child affect you? For your point of view of life or worldview kind of thing or whatever?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like it hasn't hit me as hard. That sounds kind of. I don't want to feel like I'm not. That feeling's not there with the second one.
Dude, I'm a second child. You can say whatever you want.
I'm a second child too. So. But I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit different just because I have a 2-year-old, right? And it's, he's still needing to be tended to and all that kind of thing. And he's still getting used to it. And so making sure that he's transitioning well with having a newborn there too. So it's a little bit different, especially since we've already had, it's a second kid. So nothing's as surprising and new, or maybe even stressful. It's just kind of, okay, you kind of know what to do. So I don't know, just going along for the ride.
You seem so calm and at peace. I don't know. You just have a good energy to you.
I'm thankful and happy and blessed, and I got nothing really to complain about. So, and that's just part of the
And
Journey.
he's a
Parenthood,
Twitter
I guess, so-
influencer. He's a Twitter influencer.
That's
Well,
right.
and also the one of these helps too. It keeps you calm. So
Do you yell in your in your real life? Because I could very easily picture Forest Mommy yelling at family, friends, Mr. Forest Mommy, the government, like in person yelling. I can get frustrated and yell at family and friends sometimes and whatnot. But I feel like I don't know. There's some people in my life I can't envision them like getting that type of mad at someone like. But you're a person, right? But what do you get mad? Do you yell?
Oh yeah, I mean it's I don't know. I feel like gingers usually are the ones that can get a little bit heated, and I'm a half ginger. I still can bring the heat a little bit. When I was younger, I got a lot. Actually, got a lot. It was actually a big problem. How mad I would get, and like my sister would tell me all the time, like it's like I wouldn't be surprised if you end up like in jail someday just because you just like lose it and get super mad out like somewhere when you shouldn't. And then
How old were you when you were getting mad? First of all, you could jump in anytime.
Like I get mad. I mean, yeah. Please interrupt me anytime. I mean, I try not to get. I can get mad. Once in a while, like any normal person would over certain things. But is it probably when it was like 25, 26 is when I like kind of started. Especially when I got married and had a kid, it's just kind of the amount in which I would get angry. Like I could tell it started going down because I need to be more patient. I can't, I have my little kid. I don't want to be. So
it's forced you to be
I used
patient.
to have it was a big problem. It was a big problem at one point. Not so much anymore.
That's cool that you've having offspring has kind of forced you to become more patient.
Yeah, so it's good.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't see Force Mom getting mad except when her quote tweeting.
I would never.
Polis, like I can kind of just see that like the anger through those tweets sometimes.
We want to feel our emotions, but not be consumed.
I'm Sicilian though, so it's like if I do get mad, it's just 0 to 60 and back real quick.
Seems like every ethnicity can say it's okay to be angry, and you just say your ethnicity, and especially if you're a woman.
Ginger.
I'm a sassy black woman. I'm allowed to get angry. I'm a Jewish mom.
It's like you said, it's always a real quick kind of. Then it's like nothing ever happened. 2 seconds later.
Yeah,
that's hard to do.
Forest Mommy.
Mm-hmm.
What's been inspiring you? You going to the stock show? You can tell me about that. What's going on over there? You're a big player in in that world.
I just bought it. So it's a show. It's a stock show. So it technically lasts 16 days with a few things before and after. And it's I went as a kid, and it's super fun. And it's like it's literally cattle and buffaloes come through and all this every kind of animal you could ever think of that's like a livestock animal, 4-H type animal, horse shows. Then I do rodeos, like it's the whole thing, and a trade show. So I volunteer it, and I'm just kind of a big deal. Just kidding, I'm not, but it's just fun. I've done it for this is my 6th show. I skipped a couple years. I started in 2017. But so people, I mean, it's a lot of the same people coming back all the time. And it's this camp. It's just these barns and these buildings. And you just get really used to them and you're hanging out in them all day and putting on shows. I helped put on a really cool horse show the other day. So
who runs this?
Yeah. So it's an actual it's called the National Western Stock Show Association. It is like a 501(c) or whatever. But this is like their 100th and 130th one they've done, and it's kind of like because of the cycle of the animals, like right now is the time for when some of them are ready for market kind of a thing and getting shown and sold and all that. So it's literally a stock show is how it started, and then they do anything agriculture around it, like horse shows. A
stock show is an event where livestock like cattle, sheep, pigs, horses, goats, and sometimes poultry are exhibited and judged based on their breed standards, especially a competitive display of different animals where their quality and conformation are evaluated by experts. It's often part of a larger agricultural show and can show educational aspects about raising and caring for livestock. Are these? I asked you this before, but they're all intended to be eaten too, including the horses?
Well, no. The horses, they just there's every kind of horse show you can have, like every kind of horse show, like just sometimes they have just the horse, the paint horse, where they're walking around, which everyone looks beautiful.
That's just part of the events and the festivities.
Yeah, so they include that in with it. Yes.
But the cattle and the pit and the pigs.
Yeah, they have like these auctions there, and there's a thing called the Brown Palace here in Colorado, and it's like this really fancy old hotel, and every year they buy like a really expensive one. Some of these people will buy them for like tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even a couple have gone for $100,000. Some of these animals, and some of these animals that are showing are worth that. There was horses in the show the other night. They're worth $250,000.
They're races.
But
racehorses?
They're disciplined. No, these ones are little short, little squatty quarter horses, but they do this thing called reining, and they're worth $250 freaking dollars.
They're like rare they're collectibles more than.
Yeah, I mean it's a hobby, a very expensive hobby for very well off horse people.
You ride these horses, that $250,000 horses. You ride them.
Yeah, they ride them. You should have saw the show. I should have linked you. It was live streamed, and they pick a song and they wear costumes and like do this it's like a dance kind of with the horse. They have to like do these certain routines, and it's really fun. Those horses are worth that. Hobby horses,
yeah.
Like
you ever
the
seen
toys?
those, the hobby horsing, or they have the girls ride around. They have the stick with the horse head on it, and they're riding around like doing routines.
There is a kids area. There's a kids area where they do a little stick horse rodeo or whatever. But it's like it's for educational cute stuff. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Totally.
What about the sheep is for the wool?
I think they're for the wool.
That's what people are interested in.
Yeah, like they have every kind of chicken and bird come through, and like some of them are. Some of them will still be shown again at other things too. They're like not ones for eating, and depending on what it is, but the cattle, the like pigs, that kind of the stuff you think you'd be eating.
So you're either going to be you're a collectible, you're edible, or you're going to be worn. Does that check all
basically used as for show money? Yeah,
not pets so much. Does anyone?
Well, they're the cattle aren't. I mean, they're more pets than some because they show them. So they are washing them. And these cattle are all fuzzy. They're all fuzzy and cute looking, and they show them. So, but they still, they gotta fucking
yeah.
Nah.
Are any of them kosher? Were any of the cattle wearing a yarmulke?
Maybe.
No.
Never know. Doesn't everybody? No, just kidding.
Do you find inspiration at the stock show?
Yeah, it's fun. I like agriculture. It's right in Denver, and they're expanding it right now. And so it's the same way it's been since I was a kid, and now they're changing it. And now I'm going to be a part of that change, which will be fun because it's expanded and it's huge. Thank you, Denver taxpayers. I know that's not good for an anti-government person to say it, but whatever. Voters voted on it. But yeah, it's just inspiring. It's fun. Something to do. Something to
Yeah, it brings the community together. It's like an event, I guess.
Yeah, even the fake politicians are there. So I do this one event where there's always a bunch of politicians there and state legislatures, and then a couple really bad journalists and stuff. And I can't say anything when I'm there though because I'm volunteering, and it's just fun. It's fun to do stuff like that and just get to spy on people. Don't tell anybody I said that, but
yeah. Hey, you're doing a public service by holding these public figures accountable, and the media and anyone that's involved in corruption. Local superhero. You're like a local superhero.
Yeah. Let's not go that far. That's a lot of responsibility and
you have a lot of nicknames.
I do.
Yeah.
I really do. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, Forest Mommy, Terminator Mommy,
Nightmare Lunatic.
Nightmare Lunatic.
Homo. Jessica Fenske.
Your real name. What was the one we just said 2 seconds ago?
Nightmare Lunatic.
No,
or
before,
FOMO.
No, before
FOMO.
that. Before that. I don't know. It's all right. Stoners.
California Stoner has 1,000 names for me.
Yeah.
So
Go back, check it later. It's being recorded. Well, that's cool. I'm alive, so that's good. Now I wouldn't doubt I would be alive, but the fires have been raging, I guess, out here. That's the hot topic. I don't like puns. I really don't like them, but I guess it's hard to. I especially dislike puns in stand-up comedy for the most part, because it's not really a joke. You're making a pun. It's I don't not all puns are funny, and most of them are not funny. They're just kind of like, I don't know. All puns are intended. I kind of agree with that. It says Stoner. It's a zero, and it's a zero. Why do people on Twitter? I'm getting all. We can talk about. We don't have to talk about. I'm in Sherman Oaks. I'm
worried about you. How are you getting drawing inspiration this time? Because you're the one with damn fire all around you.
Water. I'm inspired by water because
there you go.
Or the opposite of the fire, whatever the opposite of the fire. No, I'm just lucky that I mean, so far I did pack. I'm still kind of packed and ready to evacuate as needed potentially. I'm not all that far from the Pacific Palisades, but I don't smell anything outside. I haven't smelled anything for a few days, even though some of the images and whatever in the sky was kind of in the distance, not the most pleasant looking or whatever. But no, I'm okay for now. Honestly, I checked Twitter X. I type Sherman Oaks and I search latest post, and I see if there's anyone like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, and there's a bunch, If everyone says I'm getting the fuck out of here, Twitter X seems to break news fast. Is it the fastest place where news is broken? TikTok maybe too. I don't know.
No, X.
No, I would say X. Yeah.
Yeah.
People will tell me stuff that they saw on like Fox News or something. Whatever it was about drones or something, whatever the such story was, and then it's like, yeah, I saw that on X like a week ago. Where have you been?
I also was looking at. I do have a TV. I have a digital antenna, but I've been mostly just watching when they were live streaming, just like the local Fox 11 news. Like I figured that's not the worst idea. Like obviously we all hate the corporate news, especially at the national level. But I'm like, oh, maybe my Fox 11 local smokel news might actually give me some truth or say some helpful information on this real time pressing emergency matter. So I had that kind of on, and then Twitter searching the latest has kind of been my thing. Like the government site, they have a map where you can kind of check the fire, and it's like animated, but it's something about it it just feels janky. It feels governmenty. It feels like it's not quite like what's the autistic kid in Breaking Bad, the son. What did he have? Like his website?
I didn't see Breaking Bad.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry.
He had like a AOL late 90s style
his charity
website.
site, his charity website.
Yeah. That's like one step down from like government online infrastructure.
Do you have the Ring app? Do you have Ring?
Ring, what's that?
Like the security camera?
They can probably hack that shit.
If you had Ring, like I know people like in your like in the area will always be like there's like a forum or a chat for that. Because my wife gets like all these Ring anytime there's something happening in the area. There's always people talking about it.
I think my friend, she's been texting me that type of thing, like the police scanner type stuff. Is that what you're kind of
basically, or people will just like put stuff in like whatever. I'm missing my dog, or there's such and such.
Yeah, online neighborhood watch kind of
officer pulled somebody over right here in this area. So.
Yeah, no, I don't want my neighbors to know who I am, so I don't. No, I don't. I guess I'm not. I don't know. My friend, like I said,
Assbutt. Hi, Assbutt. Sorry,
the original Assbutt. Yeah,
yeah.
I gotta pay attention to this too. Multitasking. So that's kind of like how I monitor things, and I'm still kind of monitoring. I'm hoping the fire doesn't like climb over into the valley, That's but I don't think that seems like it's going to happen. But I do think the wind is going to pick back up. They were saying like later in this week, not as bad as it was at its worst the last week, but this is kind of dark. But part of me is like, because I don't know, I don't have a ton of like expensive, especially expensive large possessions. So it's like, I don't know, maybe it would be like cathartic to start over. That's like the most horrible thing.
So is your day was today like Monday as usual for you? Or like how was it? How's it
No,
been?
it's essentially like where I am. Like it really depends on what part of town you're in and like how you're affected. Like there's this Malibu right on the coast restaurant bar, Moon Shadows, and it's totally gone. And I had been there, and it was kind of known and a cool place, and kind of like what do you call it, institution, and that kind of hit me. But it is kind of interesting that there's a lot of like it affected a lot. This is kind of the thought that I'm having the last couple of days is like how many celebrities that lost their house from this are going to actually be red pilled IRL from the fires, like because most of them are not political, I don't think, and nobody wants to really be political. They lean left probably because that's just the way. You're in a bubble, they don't know any different. But maybe when something like this happens, like you know, celebrities and these actor people, the ones like who are doing or known celebrities or whatever who weren't at Epstein Island or Diddy Island. He wasn't up. He was a party. He didn't have his island. Did he have his own island too? The Epstein parties and the Diddy Islands. But the celebs who weren't at those places, like who lost their houses, I'm sure someone fits in that cross section or whatever. They're probably like, hey, I'm gonna buy a MAGA hat. I don't know. We'll see. Like maybe
I've seen
they'll
enough
wake
people
up.
blaming it on climate change. I'm sure if they're like leftist actors, will probably be saying the same thing. Like, oh, it was climate change or whatever. I don't know.
People can be like red pilled or wake up.
There might be a few.
People can wake up from any of this stuff. It can be from a fire.
Have you seen Jillian Michaels? Jillian Michaels been getting red pilled. Do you know who she is? And then
it's funny you say I'm not. I want you to finish, but I turned on that Piers Morgan. I guess his show is like his YouTube show is like the Jerry Springer of like online politics. But I don't know. I'm kind of like he'll piss you off too. He'll piss you off. Him even as the host, you'll agree with him, and sometimes he'll piss you off. But something about it is just so much. It's so much better than, you know, Fox News, MSM, like the cable news, especially years ago,
right,
like, where the news is gone. Like, I don't know, my dad used to always have the TV on and have like Larry King or CNN in the 90s or whatever. And it was I remember thinking it was like more like neutral or whatever, but that's like, I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Like, as I get older, I'm like, oh, I got to put the news on, but our version of that is kind of like podcasts and streams or these crazy shows. But yeah, she was on that. She was on that. I think she was on there, but I don't know anything about her. What is her background? And what were you gonna say?
So she used to be a big fatty fat, and then at some point in her life she became like a trainer. And she was on that Biggest Loser show. She was like one of the trainers on that Biggest Loser show. That was
fat,
like,
and she became a trainer.
No, at some point in her life she became skinny, and then she became a trainer, really trying to help.
Yeah, so she used to be fat and then became
she did.
Like Richard,
but before she was famous,
Simmons, like Richard Simmons was fat, I guess.
Oh yeah,
his journey was. But maybe that was more as a kid. He died,
He danced like a fat guy, I guess. So, but yeah. So, anyways, but she's been getting rep. She's a lesbo, first of all, and so she is like, she moved out of California. Anyways, her mother and her brother, I believe, were living in California still, and they both lost their houses. Someone else in her family didn't. But anyway, so she's been going at, and Jimmy Dore, I'm sure you saw Jimmy Dore was going after that. He found some bond that they got 10 years ago. They were supposed to do infrastructure. I fucking hate that word, but infrastructure with, and they never did it for specifically like water. And so, like, a lot of people are finding more information, so that's good.
Yeah, like, there's no reason why, like, this as much as government spends and takes in and steals and all this stuff, where you can't have like this like basic level of competence, like to have some water and put out a fire and like general shit. It's like all this, so much waste. There's just so much waste. And like, I mean, the $1 million question is how much of it is incompetency and how much of it is sinister. That's a whole different conversation. Sometimes it's both at the same time, I guess. But just fixing the incompetency, I think, will go a long way. Like, yeah, like parking will be expensive and LA will be corrupt and terrible, but like maybe not burning down.
Well, it's kind of crazy. It's like in a place that is, I mean, known for fires, like wildfires and stuff, to be so ill prepared and to have like literally no water at all. I mean, it doesn't even seem like anyone's. There's, I guess, some petition going around, but it doesn't really seem like. I don't see. Like, are they going to throw someone under the bus? Like, who's going to get? Is it the mayor or like Gavin Newsom? He's out there. He's already talking about the plans to rebuild it. Is he just like a stooge, basically? Like, he's not going to have to take any responsibility for anything? Is it? Are they just going to throw the mayor under the bus?
I don't know. I can't say I know every detail about everything that's going on, but it just seems like there's just so much.
It's like if they can get the climate change narrative excuse to people that believe it, then they don't have to.
It's going to have to come from some outside organization or some other leader or some other group to like put pressure on all these people to get rid of them. I think there's no solution other than getting rid of these people and totally having different policies and a collective rising of the consciousness and something that forces people to kick rocks in these.
Well, like what you were saying with how many of the actors will get like red pilled and stuff. I mean, if literally this doesn't, if your actors are still going to go out there, I mean, because how many of them are like just live in a bubble, just in
there needs to be
LA, like with leftism.
Yeah.
Well, they'll come out there and they'll push the transgender stuff. So of course, like why would they have any sense of reality when it comes to like who's to blame for what the fire? So they'll just parrot the next thing, which is climate change, and then nothing will get fixed, and then it'll just be more government programs that to try to stop it in the future, and the cycle goes on. I guess
they don't learn. They don't see the big picture, even if they're able to potentially be able to point the arrows at the right people for this one issue. They'll be exploited, like you're saying, for some other dumb climate change policy, as it relates to this. Maybe I don't know. We'll see if there needs to be like, I guess, like a South Park episode where celebrities left-wing celebrities whose houses burn down turn MAGA, but they like don't know how to do it. Kind of, they have to like learn how to. So wait a minute, do you wear the hat all the time? Do you wear it at dinner or do you wear it at the gym? Like, tell me when you wear the hat. And then they like don't know. They have like they're subscribed to all the wrong things on YouTube. Like, oh, you gotta subscribe to Fox and Charlie Kirk or whatever. I don't know. Like, fish out of water. Fish out of water magas. It's kind of it's funny. I don't know. I think the Lakers are playing tonight too. The King says the Kings are saying the Kings are playing in Edmonton. But what's inspiring me lately? You guys are all inspiring.
Thanks.
Yeah, because you're. I mean, a lot of like all my friends who are content creators who are like putting themselves out there and being vulnerable on camera and trying to start a new thing or trying to continue a new thing or pick up where they left off with an old thing or combining forces with other people to create it. Like all these,
being an old thing.
Who's it? Elon who said we're all gonna be either a brand or we're all gonna be a brand and representing brands. Is that like in the future?
I don't know. Did he say that?
Somebody said something like that. What do you think about that? Is that a bad thing, a good thing? It comes back to like, do I want it? Like when I see like the algorithms advertising, catering to me to the point where I think it's not spying on me, but like it's well, I guess it's spying on you, whether it's listening to you or watching you.
That's why I pay extra for no ads, and I don't have to. I don't have to live in. I don't have to confront that reality. Even though if I don't, because seeing all those ads as a reminder, it's like, yeah, my phone is basically and computer is basically listening to everything I say, and it's probably in my brain too. But I pay extra for ads, and so I don't see the ads, and so I don't think about it, even though it's still going on.
Do you want me to read the quote? I think this is what you were thinking. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Brand is just perception. Over time, it will match reality. Sometimes ahead, sometimes behind. I don't that wasn't exactly the quote.
No,
you
that
said.
wasn't what. But that's relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brand is a journey. Figuring out your brand is a journey.
Yeah, brand is a journey, not a destination. Oh no, that's opposite.
No, brand is whatever. Brand is what ChatGPT says it is when I'm done arguing with it. Essentially, when I'm done, like, no, do it this way. No, say it that way. More like that. Is that okay? Fine, that's the best.
You've been arguing with. You had told me a while ago about you arguing with ChatGPT. So you've been.
Oh, I don't really argue with it. It's more
working with it, testing it. Like,
yeah, it's what's the word? It starts with a U. That I was thinking the word just slipped my mind. I've been
Uranus.
No, what's the word? Utilizing, but it doesn't start with a U. It starts with an F. Finesse. I'm finessing with it. Finessing through the conversation or whatever you're working with it. But yeah, no, that's I don't really argue with. I'd like to push it to see if it's biased. I like to test its biases and see how far it will go. And if I can word something differently, will I get it to be able to say something it didn't say when I didn't word something before? I just push it on building 7 is what I'm saying. Essentially, like what will it say about how much will it say about building 7?
How much has it said?
I forget, but you can essentially get it to like imagine like when the phrase like, oh, that broke their brains. Like you can like break its brains a little bit, I think. So I
had a friend like pushing it one time with some like J stuff. He was like, that's so good, Gordy. He was like, this group of people who are maybe a group of people, and like basically was saying if they were involved with doing this in 9/11, it was just funny. It was just goofy.
Yeah.
I don't remember how far I got, but
it needs to be pushed. I think that's like people like yourself, Forest Mommy, especially, like you need to push the limits of free speech. It's important to push the limits of free speech on all the fronts: political, taste. What other fronts am I missing? Satire. Like,
yeah, satire.
However free speech can be expressed, like it needs to be pushed in all those different areas. I don't know.
So I don't feel bad calling all of them like ugly and fat and stuff like that.
It's the funniest thing ever.
I saw this journalist lady who I've argued with. She's blocked me on Twitter, and I saw her in real life. And I'm like, she was a whale. She could barely even walk. Okay. And she's
people
like,
need to have more shame in 2020.
She's this propagandist pushing this narrative out, this progressive fascism. She's pushing this stuff out here. And I'm like, look at you, lady. You can't even walk. Who are you to tell me what to do in life, or any of us? So, yeah.
Is she a health expert?
What's that?
So is she a health expert? Sounds like
she was all in on COVID. At least
all the whales are usually end up being the health experts or the health ministers or whatever.
Yeah, they told me that's what during COVID, those people were telling me what to do about health. I was like, no.
It's a simulation. I think we're living in a simulation, but then those in control of the simulation. Okay, let's pull back this. Let's pull. I don't know. They have to Simulation is decided in advance. How does that work? Directive calling people ugly.
Thank God I'm hot in this simulation, not one of those freaking health expert whales.
What up?
Hey, Paul.
What up, Paul? I was saying that that Forrest Mommy and that all the content creators are inspirations. That's including Paul, you know, with being able to continue to be consistent with sibling rivalry and pump out content and episodes and starting the new venture with you.
Phoenix Sales 85 on eBay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
JoJo from Jers. I mute all these people. She left Twitter. These like left wing. They all get paid. They're all like paid rabble rousers, paid left wing Twitter rabble rousers. But they kind of left, I guess.
Yeah, I was blocked early on by like that Brooklyn dad guy and a lot of those people doing it, and I just blocked him during COVID. I mean, I fought with other people, but
yeah, I mute people, and then the only time I see them like is when they're getting ratioed, which is kind of fun. So like I don't have to see every dumb thing they say. I just see the highlights of them being exposed as dumb. So you know, that's something good, I guess. About
it feels good.
I had to mute Elon Musk, and then he got massively ratioed the other day.
And that came up in your algorithm.
Yeah,
that's so
ratioed him about Israel.
Yeah, that's
like honestly, I can't tell. The last week, I couldn't tell if Elon Musk was working at Daily Wire. I'm like, did you start working at Daily Wire with some of the stuff he's tweeting? I'm like, what's going on here? Look, all the Zionists like talking points. I couldn't take it. I had to mute it. I had to mute him.
Yeah, no, that's funny though that he got.
And he was getting ratioed about the visa, the H-1B visas. Now he's getting ratioed about Israel. So
yeah, no, it's you could definitely see the winds of politics changing as we move from election to office. Like the Scott Horton rule, they'll keep their worst promises and break their best promises. My expectations are low for the Trump presidency. But like I hope that means like, you know, the eggs are cheaper and less violence and better, you know, more secure borders. That's like maybe we'll get some of those things. Some of the economics and the border security stuff. But beyond that, like I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope for drastic changes in status quo foreign policy and the Middle East just being chaos.
Yeah, that'll probably stay the same.
What's that?
I mean, I agree. Yeah, all things being equal, a lot of stuff will stay the same. Yeah, we might get cheaper gas and stuff. So that's good. That's something.
Yeah. Kitchen table issues. That's not the comment I meant to show. I was meant to show this one that Elon has an H-1B. I mean, but that's such a small. There's like a principle, I guess, to that argument about the visas. Are you pro-America or are you pro-Americans? But the visas is such a small drop in the bucket from what I understand these visas when it comes to the overall.
But they're defrauding it and bullshit. They're taking our jobs. Okay?
Yeah, it's true. That's what I'm saying. The principle is.
Have you seen? Has anyone seen Vivek? Has he been posting it all ever since he dared? He dared say something against our Zach Morris and our Boy Meets World. Where's he been? After I bet that someone said today, Trump was probably like, Vivek, let's just tone it down. Let's get in. Until I get in office.
There is something kind of maybe even beautiful that American, broadly speaking, even public or private schools, or like you have those sort of archetypal characters who we all can kind of relate to or were, you know, the jock, the prom queen, the nerd, the punks, the musician, whatever, the smokers, the troublemakers, the class clowns, like all these, like we kind of know all these characters. Like there's other societies where, do they get all these characters in other? I mean, I'm sure they do, but it does kind of feel, maybe it's because our movies and TV shows, like that concept, like uniquely American, like that melting pot of archetypes of kids in schools. Do they get do you have class clowns like in Japan and in these other countries?
Yeah, but they get beat or something. If
Right,
they
that's what I'm
act
saying.
up.
There's more uniformity in these other places, and part of that is because there's probably more uniformity ethnically or whatever culturally beyond the education and educational system. But what I'm saying is Vivek is a dick for making fun of our TV shows. You don't cross us.
Yeah. And the dorks are just as bad too. Like, get out of here. Like,
I just keep making the argument that like a lot of these smartest kids, like in my schools and stuff, they were Asian Americans. Like we have Asian Americans who are super smart. You don't need to bring in the cheap, the not the non-American born Asians when you have like you get the best of both worlds with Asian Americans. Is that not politically correct? Where I'm sitting there, and there's
true.
We got smart people from all races in this country. I mean, obviously, so we got plenty of people. I don't know. We have like the best military and the most advanced. Russia has more nukes than us, but other than that, we're and that doesn't mean they would beat us in a war anyway, or would they? It would be mutual destruction. But we have the most powerful military and artillery.
I mean, hell, you just all you got to do, all the Russians have to do is just start misgendering some people or use the wrong pronoun, then they'll have a complete meltdown.
Is this what started off World War One? From what I understand,
it's all it's gonna take.
No, wars can start over stupid things, and they can end over like dumb things. These sort of like symbolic things, like they matter. Like I don't know, even just thinking about seeing like I don't know the conceding of the election, not conceding, but the peaceful transfer of power, whatever. Even I think that like means something. It's better to have that than violence and instability. I don't know what my point is. My point again, I have low expectations.
No, I mean I have low expectations too. I mean I don't.
It's a culture's changed though.
It's already
like
been. I mean there's gonna be some, but yeah, it has. But it's just like I don't know. He's talking about buying Greenland and stuff, and it's just like.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of any
We're
of this.
not even really a sovereign country, and I mean, as it is. So, I mean, can we get that? Can we take care of that first, and then go get Greenland next?
Yeah, it always comes back to like Washington D.C. is such a mess, and then we want to figure out Gaza and Ukraine and Greenland and all this stuff. I don't know, but we also want to go to like the moon and Mars and space, and so like I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird world. Are we going to Mars? Are we going to get there?
I ain't going.
I'm not going there.
Thank you. No, thank you.
It's cold there.
How is that going to work? Is it just going to be
Is it
basically
cold?
a bunch of rich tech billionaires? Is it going to be like that when they took that submarine that exploded? Is it going to be like
yeah?
Are they going to be going there to touch down to Mars? Are they going just to orbit Mars? Like, what's going to be how much is it going to cost?
What's
timeline? Has he had like a timeline, like what he wants to do? Like, I want to be, colonizing Mars by a certain date.
Yeah, I'm looking at the temperature.
know.
It seems to be typically pretty cold on Mars, but
that would be funny. Do you remember that when those guys in it like the somebody? And I remember I asked on Twitter, I'm like, wouldn't there have been some goo of some sort like from their bodies? And people were like, no, there's nothing left of them when you like implode like that. And I was like, damn.
Oh, imploding. Yeah, it's hard to wrap my head
I
around.
thought there'd be some
implosion.
goo or something like, but no, I guess it's just.
Where do they go?
You turn into like what's it called, microns or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like atoms. You got your
atoms. Yeah.
You become your basic structure. Matt Damon survived there.
Oh yeah,
I talked about on
potatoes.
I think it was your show about on Sibrev about the potatoes. How much I was like, this guy's just got all these potatoes on this planet. He's got it made. He's not stuck. It's like a paradise with all those potatoes. I'm like the farthest but not Forrest Gump, the Bubba Gump. I tend to use that a lot. I always say I'm the Bubba Gump of XYZ. I have a lot of, I guess I like food. I'm saying.
I
Wait,
baked potato for dinner.
Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them if you did.
I bet we use Mars as a prison colony for.
Yeah, if it sucks,
politicians
it
or
can't be a
something.
place. Yeah, if
Forrest Mommy can send Jared Polis, the first one on the prison colony, and Mars, and we'll just launch people up there.
I'm allowed to torture him maybe a little bit first.
I don't think we get justice. Like, I don't think justice.
I know.
Exists like that in the real world.
I made eye contact with him. Did I tell you this? Because at that event I was telling you about, he did this little, we love agriculture, blah, blah, blah.
Your governor.
Yeah.
Jared
And then he
Polis.
was walking out because, of course, he can't stay. He had to do his little song and dance, and then he's got to walk out to the next fucking photo op. But, like, I was standing. So, first of all, during the thing, they have people seated in the arena in this thing, and there's like a stage down there. And I'm standing on the thing looking at him while he's talking, but I'm in my volunteer gig, so I can't be like, ugh, I couldn't guffaw, like, so yeah. But then he walked him up the stairs right where I was standing. And
What were you going to talk to him about?
Nothing, but he was there. They were walking out, but I'm just like, I wanted to make noise at his little speech and his lies he was saying. Like, I wanted to react to it, but I couldn't because I'm volunteering at this event where he's speaking. But so he walked out early though, and he walked right by me, made eye contact with me. His one private account follows me, so I know he knows who I am. So
yeah, no, I think you must be on lists.
Yeah.
What kind of list do they have in Colorado for people?
Well, they have flock cameras, so I'm sure they follow me around, see where I'm driving to, all that shit.
Yeah, you're
List
definitely
of hot people.
Yeah, you're definitely a threat to the system.
Not really, but at least gets people.
Yeah, maybe
going.
not a big threat.
Yeah.
But you're annoying.
Yeah.
People don't like that. People who are annoying don't like to be annoyed is something.
The commissioners don't like when I'm there. The city council doesn't like when I'm there. The state capitol, they don't like when they're in the commit. I always know someone in the committee meeting who has me blocked on Twitter or knows who I am. So
this is why I want to make like a more content with you, starring you, narrative documentary, because we need to get this Forrest Mommy character into the culture, and then we create like 5,000 more Forrest Mommies.
Yeah, I need more.
Like imagine like a righteous Karen, not self-righteous, righteous Karen. Is
like righteous propaganda.
Yeah,
righteous.
Yeah,
things,
propaganda has a negative connotation, and self-righteous is obviously not a good thing to be. But can be good propaganda and righteousness is. And
it's a whole team. It's a whole team too behind. Like I have people who help me, but that's amazing how many people are involved now. And
that's great. It's what's funny is that like there might be some people listening to this conversation that could be like, what gives Adam and Forrest Mommy and Joel too the right to say that what they believe is righteous or whatever? And I would say we don't have time to have that conversation.
No.
That would be my I think that makes sense. Like I think we would rather, if your house is burning down and you don't realize that you shouldn't have voted for these idiots by now,
right?
I can't help you. I'm not going to explain to you why we got the righteous propaganda on our side.
And we're just right.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. We're also in positions where it's easier for us to, not that we're really ever wrong on the big things, but like apologize or make amends or, there's less at stake when we're wrong, I guess, compared to maybe, I don't know, people who have power. I'm not trying to be forgiving of people in power. Just
no, you can never forgive them. I don't like these glazed. Alice said I look like a teacher, so I tried to look more like a teacher. But
You have a lot of different glasses, and we can do that too. That can be
Sure.
the
I'm
show.
just stoned.
No, I'm
No.
saying that could. I think that would be. Would people rather hear us rant about the failures of government or see you put on a glasses fashion show? The votes are all going for the fashion show. Sunglasses and eyeglasses are good. Are a good thing.
They're fun. It's fun to have accessories.
Yeah. What else be going on in this world? Did I write down anything? I don't have an itinerary. I don't got no pictures to share. You know what I did want to share, which is like a good thing to do. I don't know if you saw, but there was someone who was part of the Mises Caucus and LP in California. And I think he'd been to a bunch of national conventions
I know.
too. Charles Byrd passed away. Yeah, I'm just looking at the email.
I'd seen him on like some Zoom
Party
calls.
set.
I know for sure.
Yeah, he organized like ice cream socials in Stanislaus. How do you say that? Laws County in California. Like he was definitely engaged and was always putting on stuff and doing stuff in the state. I never really had extensive conversations with him, but just like have had conversations with him, and he always put out like a good vibe and whatnot. I never made it to the ice cream social. Where the hell is Stanislaus County in relation to LA? And is it on fire? No, it's near Modesto. That's way up north in San Jose. Probably would have been a little crazy if I like flew up for some ice cream. Like, I'm here. Surprise. I came up for the...
How far of a drive is it? Because I drive sometimes. I drive an hour for one meetup, an hour the other way for a different meetup sometimes.
I don't know. What is this, like 6 hours?
Oh, yeah. Fuck that.
That's what I'm saying. It would be funny if I showed up at the thing. But that's sad and to see that. And I had supported he wasn't well. Well, yeah, some pictures of him. So yeah. What else besides people dying and the city's burning, and government corruption? There's so much good stuff out there that
when we were in the hospital having the baby, it was on a weekend, and that weekend, because it made me think of it when she was talking about the governor. Lindsey Graham was in the upstate where live in South Carolina. I live in the upstate. He was like literally in a different town every weekend doing parades, Christmas parades, and missed opportunity to go there with my War Pig t-shirt on and shake his hand.
You're gonna shake his hand
and show him some love. Not shake. Well, I had my War Pig shirt. I would have loved to go up there and say hello, Mr. Senator. Yeah, how are you? But we're having the baby, so unfortunately, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
I didn't get to.
There'll be another chance.
But it was like he was like right in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, he's
my senator. Yeah.
He's your if you're from the state, yeah, he's your senator. How does he get voted in over and over? How does that work? Does he face a real? He must be one of these. What do you call them? There's certain they're the reptilians. Him,
basically, yeah.
Like Biden, Pelosi, McConnell. I think Gavin Newsom might be one of them too. Like there's these certain
Mitt Romney.
They're aliens. There's sociopaths, I guess.
He's such an establishment guy. Like the machine is always just gonna support him because he's just basically a puppet for. And South Carolina's big when it comes to like military contracting. Like we have Lockheed Martin facility here and a few other facilities, like war machine contractors basically. So that's big business down here, and so he's that's basically who he works for, and of course he's a big Israel puppet too. So I mean, the establishment will protect him, and because he's controlled basically. So and no one's really had any. He hasn't had any real it's a red state, so no one's really primaried him, and then whatever Democrat they run, he easily beats anyway.
Then on this state, the Republicans in South Carolina don't really make a distinction between Lindsey Graham and Donald Trump, or like.
Well, it's interesting because the
neocons
last few times, Trump would be having a rally in South Carolina, and Lindsey Graham, he would bring Lindsey Graham on stage. And the past few times he would do that, he would be just getting booed by.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Like negative energy towards him when he'd go on stage, which hadn't always been the case. So people are starting to realize. And honestly, I don't care who's running again. I'll donate to and vote for anybody running against Lindsey Graham. I don't care if the Democrats is like radical, communist, leftist lunatic. I'll donate to that person. If I have to door knock for them, donate. I don't care.
Do you think we'll see more moderate, so-called moderate Democrats running in, I guess, the whatever elections this year, midterm, and all this stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Don't they have to be?
I think like John Fetterman is basically probably now the new standard.
Yeah, if John Fetterman ran against Lindsey Graham, I think like libertarians, big L, small L, whatever L,
he's
would
like
consider that
going to
would
be
probably...
like what the Democrat, I guess, what a moderate Democrat is now.
Yeah. He could easily turn
too crazy.
red. Yeah, he might turn red himself and become Republican or whatever. Like that New York mayor. I don't know. I have no idea if this is true. I'm just guessing, speculating based on very little knowledge that I have about these things.
Well, people are flipping all the time.
Yeah.
Especially now, like with
it being insanity
versus
Gabbard
and RFK Jr., they jump ship. So, anyone who's at least halfway not insane will probably, eventually move right. At least, because basically, I don't know, like for leftists, if you think that there's two it basically doesn't matter what else you believe, but if you think there's two genders, they'll say you're like right wing person. You know what I mean? Like Elon Musk, he's like now right wing. But
right,
that just everything just moves left. So people that don't move left are not right, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know if there's something to be said for hoping that like the Democrat Party and Democrats like get better, But it seems like anytime they get better, they just leave the party. No one's making who's there and who's going to stay to make the party even a tiny bit better. We'll see, I guess.
But it's like you fail upwards anyway. So, they don't really have to make it better. Look Kamala Harris was the nominee for president. Gavin Newsom, I'm sure we'll see Gavin Newsom's name. No matter what happens with these fires, Gavin Newsom will get, you fail upwards.
They have short memories and they hate the other side so much. Enough of them hate the other side so much that they would support.
Basically, yeah.
That's what politics is now. It's just being against Trump, being against the other side, being against whatever. Like there's no standard to what they even want on the left in terms of ideology, positions, whatever.
Yeah, when are you gonna start the Free Colorado, secession movement?
We have Free State Colorado out here. He does a lot of our work out here. Basically, he's my buddy, Brandon Wark. But they have Weld County. Weld County turned more red this last thing. Like 2 of the House seats in that county, and the one Congress, U.S. and Congress one flipped to red. So that's promising, and some of it, but it's all the local stuff here is crazy and it's hard. I'm not leaving Colorado, but there's a Free State Colorado. It's just he does like news and Liberty meetups, and I can't see the succession would be too difficult for me. It's too much work. People did try in Colorado somewhere, but didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, maybe there's other ways to just push back against the federal. That's kind of the whole thing, is just we got to keep pushing. The lower levels have to push back against the higher levels at all levels, and that's how you have checks and balances and have a healthy society. Is that a thing?
A healthy society?
Healthier.
Yeah, we would get healthier for sure.
Yeah.
Culture's changed out here a little, which is nice.
Yeah.
So that's good.
The world is, I don't know, I bounce back and forth between how fluid the world, between being not sure how fluid the world is and how much of a simulation it is that we can't control.
Right.
I'm scrolling. I missed some of the comments.
Oh,
So
I was
Jason.
can I send you something? Speaking of yelling at, I'm putting it in the private chat. This guy, so there was a stabbing here recently the other night, just a random stabbing. 2 people have died and they finally caught the guy. But anyways, the mayor he's horrible. He's just this Yale, he's controlled by Reid Hoffman, one of the worst billionaires in America, all this stuff. But he has holding a press conference trying to gaslight people that Denver's so safe and blah 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 and something. A guy yelled at him and it was funny in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what they do. They gaslight you. They make you question your own perception of reality. Is that go along with the definition of gaslighting? They try to Jedi mind trick you to
this
to
one
agree.
journalist was writing about it and he goes, but overall crime is down in Denver. And I'm like, how would you like that when you got randomly stabbed to death on a random night when you're randomly in Denver? And this guy's like, but crime is down.
Don't believe your own eyes, like 1980.
Yeah.
It's like they just
1984.
redefine what crime is. Or
Yeah.
like they just don't report certain crimes anymore. Then it's like, oh look, crime is down.
Yeah.
It's like any time any like government, doesn't matter what it is, any government data information, it's either manipulated or just completely false.
I think that's what college really is what they teach at college is how to convolute statistics and numbers in order to prop up bullshit.
That helps the government. That always benefits the government.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like you
like, what the-
legitimize the statistics as being like, oh, this is data. But they completely, like with inflation data, it's like they take out all the most expensive stuff. Then they say, oh, look, inflation's only this high. So like Peter Schiff would always give the example, like, it's like you go home to your parents with your report card and you have a C+, a C, 2 Ds and an F, and then you say, hey, if you take out the 2 Ds and an F, my report card's not terrible, right? It's a passing report card. So that's basically what they do. They just take out the stuff that's just like,
Didn't Krugman do that? Didn't Krugman go like,
whole story.
if you take out like groceries and households, like groceries and gas,
gas is up like 120%. And it's like, just take out all that stuff. And then, oh, look, it's only up 15% or whatever it is, the number they come up with.
They manipulate everything.
It's the people that, and it's the Department of like Statistics and Labor, whatever department that is. But it's like the people responsible for the inflation are the ones determining what the inflation rate is. And then we all come out there and it gets legitimized. Like this is some sort of unbiased, like just people sitting there just looking at numbers objectively and just doing math. Like, oh, here's what it is. Here's our calculations, when it's just a complete farce. Same thing with unemployment, everything else.
What's the solution?
We've
been discussing it.
I don't know.
By having things not
I don't believe government
exposing
don't legitimize government data and government for the most part.
Yeah, just like it may not help in the like right away, but the more you expose them, the more people wake up and start seeing it, like yada yada. Even today, someone shared something that happened on Nextdoor, and everyone was fighting pro-government side of it, of course. But it's like at least one person could see that and be like, "Wait a minute, that is weird," because it's weird what's happening. There's all sorts of weird stuff happening. So they red pill themselves by just.
Dude, I am so excited to see all these celebrities in their new MAGA hats and being like, "Where do you buy it? What site do I go to? Is there a promo code to buy MAGA hats?" Like. You're going to see all these, I don't know, we'll see. It'd be funny. I've seen a couple of more. I've seen at the gym. Like in LA, you don't see a lot. I don't know if you see that a lot of MAGA hats where you guys are.
Yeah. Well, I do see it a handful, but.
Everyone over here is MAGA, just MAGA all over the place.
So a lot of the hats specifically.
A lot of hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy. I have
parents
a
moved
friend.
there.
He's got the black on black hat. Wears it everywhere. I see the MAGA hats and bumper stickers. I mean, everywhere. It's South Carolina, so.
Yeah, we got to get them to hate Lindsey Graham more.
Well, we'll get there. I'll do everything I can.
Yeah. They just fall in line to be on their team. Ultimately,
Well, it's just like
ultimately.
I mean, it's like you said, they
Not
have a short memory. Everyone has a short memory.
Republicans
so
and Democrats.
Once the election comes, it's oh no, we can't let the Democrat win. So we'll just have to we'll have to grit our teeth and vote Lindsey Graham this time. But we have to get really serious because we know it's a problem. We just can't let the Democrat win. And honestly, even if we had one Democratic senator here, it's I don't know how much is changing. But he's just that bad. I mean, to me, war profiteering is probably one of the worst things you can be a war profiteer.
Dude, all the people I know who have worked for these weapons contractors, they never tell me what they do. And that can't be.
Or they'll have to kill you. Do they go?
Yeah,
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
I ask you what you do, like top secret. And they're building things to mass murder people. So dumb. War so retarded. How come you have to like? What's that?
I was gonna say I have a friend who's getting us like doctor in robotic engineering, and I'm like, you're fucking making a bomb to kill us all, like the shit he's doing. And I'm like, he's moving aluminum balls with magnetics, which aluminum's really hard to move with magnets, so it's like this insane project. And I'm like, that's probably what they'll do. They'll put these things in our bodies and then be able to move it, and like cut us up in the inside. That's what I picture.
Yeah. No, I have sometimes some of those like dark thoughts, like stuff even like being. I mean, obviously we've seen like some of the stuff with like the direct energy weapons and the weather conspiracy theories. Like there's probably some truth in like these things, and to think about how like dangerous some of these things and bioweapons, like I don't know, that's why I need to put whiskey in my coffee, like in this world, just take it one day at a time, control what we can control. I'm giving myself a motivational speak.
That's why you don't leave the house.
What's that? That's why you don't leave the house?
Don't leave the house.
You're allowed to leave now. COVID's over.
Oh yeah,
no.
it is.
You can go now. No, your governor Newsom says it's okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. No, I mean I get it. It's a scary world out there, but you got to live, right? I guess.
You got to live. Just enjoy it. I mean, I can't control what's going to go on. I mean, even if you voted and whatever, like at the end of the day, you can't control what goes on. And I believe in puppet masters, so there's people pulling strings. I can't do nothing about it, so might as well just laugh at the stuff that's funny. And
I keep saying it. I don't think we're gonna get any sort of Epstein lists and all this bullshit like when Trump becomes president. Any sort of like big revelations like to that on that scale where people are brought to justice or something like that.
Well, because he worked for Mossad, and so you think Mossad's just gonna let all this other information come out?
Yeah, there's too much power and too much like vested interest to protect the establishment. I don't know. All these people, they must all be compromised. I think when you're compromised, you might be, because we're not liars and awful sociopaths, but if you're a sociopath already and then you're compromised on top of that and blackmailed, like it's probably it becomes easier to lie. Like it is almost like they're trained to be like these reflexive liars and these what do you call them? People who lie.
The more you do it, you rewire your brain when you tell yourself.
Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for?
Over.
People who are habitual liars. What's the term? You know what I'm saying? You got?
What we need is somebody that that's going to blackmail everybody and compromise all the politicians, but then they're going to make them be honest.
Dude, I was just gonna. That's where I thought you were going. We got to make
blackmail Lindsey Graham. You have him doing something. It could be even something horrific, But then you use that to force him to be honest.
Dude, I want to make a Black Mirror episode.
I'm not sleeping with Lindsey Graham. Okay, I'm
make-
not. Just kidding. Just kidding.
You don't have to sleep with him. You just have to lure him in to the point where he becomes like compromised. And he gay.
He's gay.
Isn't that also a problem?
He's still trying to. Everyone in South Carolina, literally everyone knows. What are you keeping up the charade for? You're not fooling anybody.
Shouldn't your South Carolina homophobia, ingrained homophobia, supersede the weapons contractor support? If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
don't they hate gay people enough?
But for some reason, when they're Republican, all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay,
because everything goes left. Everything will go left unless it's like specifically right wing, right? Even right wing.
In years, Republicans are going to be saying, "Hey, it's okay to trans kids, just don't do it on Sundays. We can't do it on Sundays."
Yeah,
give them 10 years. They will, because even Trump actually said before the election. It might have been a misspeak or something, but he was saying basically like, we don't like transient kids without parental consent.
Even a lot of the churches aren't fighting it. Like that's what I got my sister more involved in fighting the stuff that's going on with the government. And she's like, oh, all these groups are secular groups. It's parent groups, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, why aren't the churches specifically fighting back against this? The mutilization of freaking God's most beautiful creation on earth, perfectly healthy. And it's like that a lot of them are captured too already though. And they have just their politics, and because the churches are like, I was trying to explain the Libertarian Party to my sister. She goes, it's like churches, there's factions. And I was like, yeah.
The churches aren't blackmailed and they're not compromised, the ones that you're describing, but they're just, like you said, they're like captured ideologically, they're captured politically, they're captured like in their social world to and they're incentivized to support, I guess, this insanity of,
or just not be like not to politically fight against it too. A lot of them run into that, but it's like, I think Jesus would be cool with you protecting the little children. I don't know.
I'm not Christian or whatever, but it would be cool if Jesus came back and was like, you guys are all wrong. Like, he's been transing the kids.
He just throws everybody into hell. He just throws everyone into hell. He's like, y'all failed. Y'all failures.
Yeah. No, we're getting good creative ideas.
I grew up in a like a Christian school, and it's funny because there's a one part of the passage of the Bible where basically you're taught that you're supposed to obey the government. Like a good Christian will obey the government. Yeah, basically, no matter what.
And this was what state?
Especially a certain government in the Middle East too.
That's just a broad kind of like evangelical doctrine. That's I was taught that. I'm from New Jersey, but that's in it. It was that's what you're taught in a lot of Christian circles is you're supposed to obey the government. So there's like a looking down on a libertarian, if you will. He's like, oh, the government, maybe we shouldn't be complying with this or doing that. It's kind of, oh, you're supposed to obey the government, if you're a Christian. It's like, but it's funny because those same people are all like BoomerCon, kind of conservative politically, and they're like patriotic in 1776 and but so we're all supposed to obey the government, but you're celebrating Independence Day. So I don't get. That's the one thing I never got. Was like, what do you think the revolution was about? Like that wasn't about like we're not going to obey the government. We're going to govern ourselves.
I think that's part of what makes like America still.
It's a weird like. At one hand, I'm supposed to obey the government, a good Christian. On the next hand, if I don't have the proper patriotic attitude, I'm like a bad American too. But the whole point of like 1776 and the revolution was to overthrow the government, people that were governing them. So I don't know. I'm so confused about it, but anyway.
Yeah, no, it's ingrained. It's contradictory, but I think this like our culture and the fact that how the country was founded and the Constitution and Bill of Rights and all this stuff. I think it definitely does make us harder to be like taken over and just make it a little bit harder for our like rights to be trampled. The powers that be would much prefer like the origins of the U.S. not be like all 1776y and like they were kind of badasses. Were these founding fathers like not kind of badasses from coming from someone who doesn't know all that much about them? But they were like young dudes who like fought physically and were generals and fought in war and like wrote these like cool ass documents and shit about freedom. Like I don't know. I would think that like the powers that be today probably hate that shit. Like when someone uses like, you know, the founding documents, like that's, you can lean on that as someone fighting back politically is like, oh, the Constitution, you know, they say the Constitution, you just fall back on the Constitution. I think it's definitely a useful tool to fight back to some degree.
Yeah, and we have I don't know, it seems like being American is like having like a rebellious kind of self-sufficient attitude where it's like, I'm not going to listen to you. Like I can look after myself and protect myself and that kind of thing. So and being armed is in, you know, owning guns and stuff is part of that. It's like, I don't need the government's protection. I can protect myself. And that makes you more independent, I guess, and less reliant on the state to do things for you.
Freedom.
So it's a good and bad thing because, like in China, they have a very collectivist culture, but at the same time, it's a very like long-term viewpoint where they have a sense of self-preservation of their culture, and they like it's more of do things for the long-term benefit of their society. So if there's like a bridge gets some major collapse in infrastructure or whatever, they fix it very quickly and they take care of it. Where here, it's less collective and cohesive, and it's kind of everyone's doing their own thing, and then everyone's got their own agendas and all that kind of stuff. And so there's a negative side of it too. But I mean, I prefer to do it our way in the end.
Yeah.
But
Be as self-sufficient as you freaking can. Always aim for that.
Yeah. I have to follow up on some things in the chat here. The original ass butt says the Constitution of the Corporation of the United States does not protect us; it enslaves us. How does the Constitution enslave us per se? I mean, isn't it
because it's a social contract of sorts, maybe along those lines.
I guess, but it seems more or less when it becomes perverted and it's not followed is when the corporations mostly exploit us. Sibrev Paul wants to go to the prom with Courtney.
Shout out Courtney.
That's up to them to decide. Is there a prom upcoming? I'm not told. What Adam hates you because I didn't show the chat fast enough. Says Stoner. I appreciate all the FMU peeps hanging out in my little stream here. How are you guys doing? How are you guys holding up? You got to go change babies or
yeah,
I haven't heard any crying yet. So
yeah. I can keep going for whenever.
I'll go to that. I'm gonna go for 7 more minutes till the half-hour mark, if that's okay.
Okay, maybe that's when we can wrap it. I guess does that work?
We don't have to. I gotta get up early.
No, we can wrap it up.
I'm just thinking of myself.
No, it's all good. I think that this was a solid.
You got to go back to the stock show and troll the governor.
Yeah, hopefully he might show up to some other events. The mayor might show up to some other events. Sometimes journalists kind of come through, but that one event I do, they're always at. Like there's state reps there and all these people.
Do people like heckle? Do they get heckled at all? Are they popular in the state, or are people getting kind of sick of
No, like I said, I said something in the private chat. If you want to watch before you go, the mayor was giving a speech today, and this dude just laid into him while he walked around him. So it does, yeah, it's happening more and more, and that's in Denver that happened. It's hilarious, but I don't know if Adam wants to show it or not.
Yeah, do you would you have pictures or something or?
No, look in the private chat. It's just a Twitter link to a video.
Oh yeah, hold on, I can do that maybe.
But it's good because our governor, or the mayor of Denver, is just he's just so nasty and disgusting. They're involved into some really bad stuff out here. We just had a guy in our school district, which I don't have kids, but now I'm fighting these MFers just as hard too, because there was a guy who got arrested or fired suddenly, and there was an investigation into him into child porn, and he was like second in command of the whole district, and then he killed himself. So like, obviously guilty, and then I think it's part, or he got whacked, right? He's part of a bigger ring of this stuff too, which that's what I think is going on, because they won't give us any information about it. Anyways, it's just they're getting heckled like crazy. The school district, stupid progressive bitches. It's insanity. Was it working, Adam?
I'm looking.
I saw
for it.
that was.
Yeah, I got it now.
That was good.
If you saw it, then go.
This
Everyone
right
can
here.
go look at. Yeah, turn it up.
Play it with sound, right?
Yeah. Hold
Let's
on,
see if
pause
that
it.
works.
Yeah. Ooh.
Tell me if you hear this.
No, because we'd hear.
You don't hear it?
No.
That's some bullshit.
You guys share the music on your stream when you share tab.
What?
So when you share the tab, you have to hit an extra button.
What? Oh, where? What extra?
I
button?
don't know. I don't know.
It's all good.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone can watch it on it's going libs of TikTok. I guess just posted it too. They get a lot of material from us out here.
Yeah, that's a bad thing though.
No, but it's funny. It's funny because it's like, look at these idiots that have failed up, and they've been put in these positions by this, like the puppet masters. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what's the like pipeline in Colorado to like, was Polis, was he like the mayor of like Denver or something, or like how do people usually go up the ladder?
Yeah, it's a lot. He especially him and these three other rich guys, because he's rich. He bought his way in. Basically, he was senator for at one point, but there's this whole story about how these rich leftists came in, and one of them's like a Jet, and like they're just crazy, and like they've changed into progressive, and they used all these training centers to like push all this progressive stuff, and it really happened bad in my county. It's between the school boards and my city, the city council I ran for. It's like a godsend I ran for it, because it's just been uncovering this hornet's nest of like just this progressive filth and rot that just, and all they do is just steal money. It's just money laundering. That's literally all they're doing, from city council to county to state, all of it. It's ridiculous.
So how did he get to be referred to as libertarian?
He just made that up himself, because like he maybe did one thing, like vetoed one law or something, or he knew when we were not we, but like when people were starting to wake up a little bit out here, like during COVID and stuff. He knew he had to rebrand, because he wants to run for president at some point too. So he needed to like rebrand a little, and it's just he's evil, like, because they like love killing babies out here. Like they're like, there's evil stuff going on. Like I swear to God, it's Satan stuff. I don't know how to explain it, because these people are really evil. Ending on a high note.
But he's going to be running for another term, I'm guessing.
No, he's termed out now. He's done. No, we can't hear you. Yeah, so he's done. So that now he's going to try and focus on president at some point, but he's done. Thank God. He makes my skin crawl. Nope. What happened, honey?
So when are you announcing your campaign for governor then?
Oh, it'll be a couple of years. I might run at large next year. My city council.
Now I can hear you.
Oh yeah, there you go.
What the hell happened? I don't know. I just suddenly couldn't hear anything. I missed a whole lot. You guys couldn't hear me either. You kept talking though, so thank you for holding down.
Because we can hear, we can hear that.
Can you hear me now? I'm back. Now I'm back on my microphone too. It's always something. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. That was weird. What did I miss? As far as my deepest, darkest
I'm just trying to find out more
secrets?
about Colorado politics, the
Police.
governor's race,
Yeah,
Colorado government corruption.
it's everywhere. LA, we have the fire corruption. Colorado, you got the trans and the kids corruption. These are just, I'm giving you one example in each place.
Right.
And you got the Lindsey Graham.
You got the war machine corruption. Because even
that's your local politics.
Nikki Haley, who used to be the governor here, she got a job at, but was it Boeing? She got put on the board at Boeing for a little bit, and she did some favors for them. She's always doing her whole administration. She was like doing favors for war contractors and stuff. So, you know, another good puppet. So I don't know what it is about South Carolina. They got several prominent people who were just I don't know. That's just big business down here, I guess.
Yeah, like it's weird. I guess maybe because like there's probably tax incentives for these companies, I guess, to maybe operate their facilities there. But I guess if I'm sure that it's definitely corrupted and bended towards the war machine and these weapons makers. But I guess if everyone gets these business and these corporate tax cuts or whatever, these tax incentives, then with that it also incentivizes like not just like mom and pop businesses or other corporations to come to South Carolina. I guess it also can incentivize, you know, the war machine to come to certain.
Yeah, I mean they got a lot of they got BMW has a big plant down here, and Mission. They got some big companies down here, but I know Lockheed. I think Boeing has some sort of facility here too. So.
My parents moved to South Carolina part-time. They're there like half the year now.
Yeah. Where in South Carolina?
Inman. So
Inman?
around Green. Yeah.
That's not
I think
that
it's
far
near
from me.
Greenville.
Yeah, that's where I live.
They live with my sister and her husband, but they're only there for winter, then they go to a different place. But that's what happens though, and I tell them because that's what happened to Colorado. People weren't paying attention. All the boomers, everyone was just making money and just cruising on, like just cruising, and then not paying attention. And the politics went to complete crap. And then they just all left, and then they went to other places. And I'm like, well, you better pay attention there. You better pay attention where you go because you have to fight it at some point. So hopefully it didn't follow too many people to the safe states for right now, but. They're going after all these Democrat brainwashing things like Moms Demand and all these groups. They're going after local hard again now that they lost Trump. So they don't even have to worry about that. So they just are going back to local. It's crazy. And they take over.
And that's where people, I probably don't pay, people pay attention at least at local. So they can sneak in.
It's hard.
Yeah. There's a guy here. He was running for school board. And his campaign signs were spelled. He was saying something about empowering students, but he was spelling words wrong on his campaign sign. It was a big like local story. Like this guy's running for school board, and he can't even spell the words on his campaign.
I would think a meme like that was fake. I think so.
No, I drove past it several times. I seen the sign.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying, like if I saw it,
like empowering students, empowering teachers instead of empowering. He didn't change the sign. He left it up. He lost, but he left the sign up.
He's at that point like screw it.
He was getting made fun of.
How did he spell it? How did he spell the word?
EMPEER. Instead of saying empowering, it was saying empowering.
It was a typo.
Yeah, it was a typo. It was a typo. Yeah. So he's trying to say empowering students, empowering teachers, yada yada, but it said empowering. And
like Mike.
This is what's running for school board.
Like Mike.
And a lot of these school districts here, they have like grade 4, so you can do 0 work. This is even in red states. You can do 0 work on an assignment, and you're guaranteed to get a certain grade, even if you do nothing. And then the failing kids, they just push through because it looks bad on this school system or school district that
Where was
these
I?
kids are
Where
failing.
was I where was this when I was a kid?
So
God.
it's like these kids do no work and then they push them through to the next grade. But they make the kids say the Pledge of Allegiance before school, so it's a win. That's the big thing is everyone is so proud of is they make kids say Pledge of Allegiance and all, it's so American and patriotic. But they don't make kids do any work. If they do zero work, they still get past the next grade. But they feel good about themselves because the kids say the Pledge of Allegiance and they feel patriotic. So I mean, it doesn't matter where you go, government schools suck.
We need to get back to more of a merit-based society, even if that hurts me personally.
Yeah, natural hierarchies. There are such a thing.
You're just gonna rise to the top.
What's that?
You're just gonna rise to the top, like you already are.
Eventually, starts one stream at a time.
That's right.
That's right. You guys are cool in the chat. Meat Cavern and Original Ass, but are those names related?
Well,
they're all about orifices. How many orifices?
They are like that's how I know them made together.
In the chat.
Aspet's the one I told you about that plays piano, and you can give him requests.
Talk music. Oh,
yeah,
he does the stream. Yeah, I should check that out.
Yeah,
I probably follow him. Does he have a different name on Twitter X? But at Meaty, is that your?
It's Mike and Tony on there goes the neighborhood. Everyone follow everybody.
Yeah,
let's start here.
Yeah, well, I'll do it. Show me your business card. Don't show me your ass butt. Well, that's cool.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, thank you. You're still 6 minutes into 20. I don't have to pay you overtime, time and a half. Do it.
No.
It's still Joe Biden's America. It's still Joe Biden's America, so I don't want to have to, Where am I going with this? Oh, I could. Why don't you tell people, or unless you have anything else you want to talk about or share, you can plug and promote things. Sibrev Paul was saying that you must promote correct. Can I call it Spark? I like Spark. Can I stick with Sparkling Revelry?
Yeah, that's fine.
Correct, because you guys are a co-team. Explain it to me again. Tell me about the correct.
The show. So me and Paul are doing a new show. It's probably well, it may get to every Friday, but like you're doing late night Monday.
I think so. Maybe.
And then so we found that on Friday, but not every Friday yet. But we're just Paul and I. It started the correct opinion, but now it's called the correct, like wrecked, WRECT opinion. So it's just silly. It doesn't mean anything and it's stupid, but it made me laugh. So that's the name.
Were you as high as you are now when you
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So we did one, not this last week, but the week before. We'll probably do them this week. So that's that. And then everyone knows me. I'm Forest Mommy. So follow me. So follow the correct. I think we have a YouTube and Paul's doing all the work for it. So I think we have a YouTube and a Rumble. But yeah, that's all I got for plugs.
That's
what we're doing.
What up? Infinite zeal. Just like it sounds.
Just like that.
ZEAL.
I can ride the Forest Mommy coattails in the one or two.
We all are.
Sillies.
That's what I'm doing. And then a few more followers. That'd be cool.
What's that?
Yeah, give them some followers on Twitter. A lot of these people are
riding the Forest Mommy coattails over 7,000. Hopefully, So
yeah, no, you're an influencer.
Yeah, because you have tweets just go big. A lot of your tweets will go big.
He yells at the powers that be.
Yeah, just make a Lindsey Graham meme calling Lindsey Graham retarded and gay or something, and hey, people like it. I don't know.
It's not a lie.
You're allowed to say facts. How come you have to I notice people they'll use asterisks, they'll censor Twitter sometimes, but they'll censor words that aren't even like foul language. Like they'll censor the word like hate, like that, like H asterisk TE. Like why? Like is that point where like the
Elon Musk is the boosting negativity. So any word like that, you gotta hate, kill, whatever.
Fuck.
Yeah. Hate, fuck, kill. The most fun things they try to take away from us.
I know.
Some of those things are more fun than other things, I think. Perhaps on that note, that might be a good place to wrap this.
Thanks everyone for chatting.
You guys are cool. Like the videos, share the stuff. What else? AdamChoit.com. Subscribe to this stuff on Rumble, YouTube. I'm on all the things. I'll try to do this next Monday too. I want to get more people. You guys are great. But I want to get, because you guys are so great, I think I have to get 3 or more people into more next time to.
I'll hang out in the chats though, and I'll bring my chat peeps. We'll hang out in the chat.
Yeah, no, I wanted, and I'm down to have you guys on back again, like sooner than later too. That's kind of one of the things I wanted to make it more like friends centric versus like the original. I still want to do it more interview stuff with other people too, but I think at least incorporating this, I think can be fun, and we still got the people we love infusedness into this, talking about newborn kids and the people running the stock show, and Forest Mommy's passion for that is fun to hear about. But thank you guys in the chat. You guys are super cool. That's not the chat I wanted to highlight. This would be the one. Sibra, Paul, great show. Adam, Joel was great. FM was okay at best. Winky face. You guys are cool. I think I think I could end it there. I'll do my get the little outro thing going. Peace, y'all. Thank you. Do it again hopefully next week.